Hello everybody, I am of course Invertebrarian. Welcome welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please of course consider subscribing because it really helps me out. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you ever so much. You're truly appreciated. So, in today's video, we are utilising that tank we had left over. If you recall, our Pseumoprius cambridgei, he matured and was collected and taken away for breeding, so he's gone, which left his tank, which is a 30 by 30, which is one of these, but 45 tall. So it's an arboreal tank, but the spider we have going into it today is not an arboreal spider. Hopefully all will make sense as the video progresses. But what we're really wanting to do is make Steve, Mr. Tarantula Tastic Enclosure, really proud of us. So really hope you're proud of us for this one, Steve. I've really put quite a bit of effort into this, and I think it's looking good. Hopefully you will all think it's looking good. But without further ado, please sit with me as we go step by step of how we've done this enclosure. Thank you ever so much, and we'll see you at the end. Right. Right, so we have a Exoterra 30-30-45. I don't actually really have any arboreals to go into it, but I do have a spider that needs an upgrade. So I came up with a wonderful idea of creating this is a spider that likes to burrow. So my idea is to create, if you will, a partition. Pack this full of dirt at the back, so it's got loads of burying. It'll come out underneath, and yeah, that's my plan. So what we want to do is try and create a midway fake wall kind of rock kind of section. So we're going to be using expanded foam, some balloons and such like, which is going to sound utter bonkers just now, but let's do this. So everything kind of went disastrously wrong because the balloons kept bursting and the floor soaked. So I've kind of had to come up with a plan B. Is it going to work? Who knows? We'll soon find out. So wish us luck. So phase one is it's phase one. Fingers crossed this is all going to go well. In my head I had an idea. We're just going to go with it and see how it turns out, but in the meantime this is kind of how it's looking. Yeah. Stay with me. Dear. Right, so it is the next day. This maybe wasn't the greatest plan because we've got to get these out, balloon out. I don't know how we're going to get that tub out, but we're going to find a way. Yeah. Right, so we've carved out a rough shape that we want. Now I've got to try and seal all this. This might be where things get a bit more complicated, but I reckon if I do a bit at a time, it should be okay, because the idea is that we'll put substrate in here, but dump substrate down the back here, so it actually has to tunnel and use the shapes provided for it. So I'm going to try, don't know how much sealant I've got left, I've got more on order, but I'm going to try and do a wee bit just now. We can crack on with phase 2, or phase 3 or 4 or whatever we're on to, because we have sealant! Yeah. Right, so we've got our HA6. Ta-da! Load it onto the gun. Now, what we're going to do is do the outside first and then seal the inside afterwards. So to do that, I'm going to plonk it on its side, and I'll probably do. Done a tiny bit. Yeah, I've already done a tiny bit. I'll probably have to do this bit at a time because I've got different ideas for different bits.
Oh, I want some gloves. Let me go get one.
Right. So this bit's going to be slightly different from the other bits. Well that was silly, because it's on the tunnel kind of area. All should hopefully make sense, although I'm kind of more just filming my feet than the doodada. But I want some of this stuff in there. As I say, we're trying to hopefully create different textures with different things. Well, I should put a glove on this hand as well, but hey, I'm an idiot. Have you?
Yeah. See? I got a glove.
Huh.
Why did my...
It's not because Daddy put some in there.
I don't want to rub it.
Right, you rub stuff in down there.
Like there.
Yeah, you rub that stuff in. Just rub it all over. I'll just be a wee second, alright?
This is hard.
Yeah, you've just got to keep rubbing, buddy. Rub, rub, rub. So here we are thus far. We've done a wee bit of the inside, but not much. We've tried to create a slightly darker layer down through there. Hopefully it'll all make sense once it comes together. Should have probably masked off the sides, but maybe you and me didn't bother. We'll sort that afterwards. Yeah, it's slowly coming together. I'm going to leave this sitting outside. Thanks, plane. Thanks, plane. Plane over, stop. Yeah, there's a plane flying over above us. I'm going to leave this outside, keep an eye on the weather, and yeah, hopefully it should dry in no time whatsoever. It's a relatively sunny day, so put it in the sun. Right, forward and onwards. There's a few bits where the dirt hasn't really stuck, but it's not the end of the world because it almost looks like rock coming through. There's a bit here I'm not too happy with, but hopefully with what we're going to do next, you're not really going to see that anyway. I haven't completely done all of the inside because a lot of that is hopefully going to be hidden by substrate, because basically what we're doing, the tarantula that's going in here is a natural burrower. So the substrate level is going to fill the bottom of the tank, and then down the back of here into the tunnel system, which you can't make out. Tunnel system, that is going to be predominantly filled with substrate. So what we're doing is taking a large, tall Exoterra and basically turning it into a burrow, if you will. So yeah, I'm going to finish popping in some decorations. Hopefully it'll look better than it does right now. Fingers crossed, and I'll see you once it's done. Okay, so we've kind of created this tunnel down there. We've got a tunnel down here. Used a bit of wood up the top there. So all this will be filled in with substrate. We're going to add a few more bits of sort of decoration to this, just to finish it off. Try and hide some of the wee bits and bobs, and then substrate down into the tunnel system. So lots of substrate up to here. That'll hold this in place. And yeah, what we've done is we've actually cut into the foam background to kind of wedge these pieces in, which I think looks better than it probably does on camera in reality. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to do the finishing touches and then, yeah. Okay, excuse the mess, but that should sort of show that we've been busy making a mess. But here we go. Now, bear in mind what we've tried to go for is a kind of rock facey, kind of side of a cliff, side of a rock, kind of... anyway, you get the idea. So there we have it. We have created our rock face, rocky outcrop, whatever it's meant to be. As I say, what's going in here is a natural burrowing tarantula, but I thought it'd be quite good to create like a fake wall and have lots of lovely substrate down the back to allow it to burrow deeper than the normal depth would allow. So that's basically what we've done here, is we've created a fake partition and dumped a load of substrate down the back. Down the back of here, as you saw there. We can't spin it round. It's a bit of a mess from this perspective, but it gives you an idea of what we've done. So here we can see, and then naturally it should burrow and use these tunnels that we've created for it in the back here. So I'm quite excited to see what it'll do. It's a relatively heavy webbing spider as well. We kind of sprinkled a bit of sand into there, just to try and give it different textures, different layers, a couple of wee spider plants. They'll probably die, but you know, some moss from my garden, bits of bark. We used coir for the majority of it, and then topsoil down in here just to create a different feel to this main sort of tunnel leading up into an open way just into there. But yeah, what we did is we sealed that and we put the topsoil into there, which just gives it a nice bit of contrast to the coir. It kind of makes it stand out a little bit. So yeah, we've tried to make it as natural-ish as we possibly can, and hopefully our inhabitant is gonna really enjoy its new enclosure. And now comes the part I'm not worried about, but I know the spider has bolted on me before. So what we're dealing with here, we'll have a look at the old enclosure first. So what we have here is the Cosmia crassipes, also known as the Australian whistling spider. Now you can see, like I was saying about these burrows, there's some food it's not bothered eating. So it has burrowed in the substrate it's currently got. You can see a tunnel leading there under this piece of bark. Now my thinking with this new enclosure is as it grows, I ain't going to have to rehouse it no more, because this should hopefully just do the job. And you can see all that absolutely lovely webbing. Now the problem is trying to film this and not have a spider escape at the same time. Get you out of there, you can go live in your new house. I'm not entirely sure which way this is going to go. We'll just move all this webbing out of the way. That's a good starting point. So we know it's under here, we know it's under the log somewhere. We just don't know where or what size it is. I mean, I know it's big enough to go into here, but I'm kind of hoping it'll just maybe get rid of some of this stuff out the way. Probably have to hoover the floor for the gajillionth time after this. So there is a mold down there. So there we go. I should make it a little bit easier. I'm guessing we are on the underside of, well, we could be anywhere, couldn't we? It's either in its burrow or it's on this bark piece. Ha 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 ha. You playing games with me. So I don't think it's in here, which it's not. So we can rule that out. Maybe just chuck that webbing into here. So we know you're not in there, which means you are in your tunnel. Gosh, that didn't go. That's not what I was wanting. I was hoping. So you're going to be down in here. There we are. Hello. Here we go. Not actually as big as I thought you were. Not as big as I remember you bolting across the floor, but into your new home you should... Nope, don't want to go in my new home. I want to stay in my old home, thanks. Okay. Nope. I want to stay in my old home. There we go, we're in. We're down in the tunnel system, we're down in the cave system, exactly where I wanted you to go. So that's pretty much bang on, exactly where I wanted it to go. You can see it's still a small, still a youngling. This is the Australian whistling spider, which is why we tried to give it this kind of sandy, earthy look. Absolutely beautiful spider. These get to quite a decent size. It's got a whole lot of new enclosure to explore. And as I say, hopefully it will tunnel, come out the bottom, tunnel. It's already got a bit of a hide under here. What a beautiful spider, absolutely beautiful. Now it may not have the stunning coloration or looks that some of the other tarantulas have, but this thing has got webbing, and of course it has that absolutely amazing stridulation whistle that they're so famously well known for. But what a beauty, what an absolute beautiful spider. There we go, it's found one of the little tunnels. This it can dig out as well. This bark piece is hollow, goes all the way to the ground. So if it wants, if it wants to, it could potentially tunnel all the way down here, and then that comes out at the bottom there. So yeah, and you can see they do produce quite a bit of webbing by its old enclosure there. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. Very, very happy indeed. And I remember last time I had one of these, one thing I know about them is they can move when they want to. They can be very, very fast. So there we go. Silene cosmea crassipes, as I say, a natural burrowing, or kind of, they will look for crevices, cracks, rock surfaces, under rocks, that kind of thing. And as I say, will burrow. So what we've tried to do is give it all the options it could ever possibly want. It can burrow, it can use the tunnel systems we've created for it. It can use this passageway down here and just web all that up should it wish to do so. Create a nice tubular burrow in there. It can dig, it could hollow out this log down here. So it's kind of got a bit of absolutely everything that it would naturally use in its normal environment. So that is that. It's turned out absolutely banging, if I may say so myself. There's only one thing left to do, which would be very foolish not to do, and that is pop a lid on it. Because the last thing we want is this thing running about the house. So there we go. All in, all settled. We'll hopefully do an update and we'll see some nice webbing start to develop, maybe some tunnels and some passages around the back. But in the meantime, I think all we can do is leave our beautiful spider to settle into their new environment. So we reached the end of this video, and hopefully, having watched it, you've understood what we've tried to do here. It's a beautiful, beautiful spider. It's one I absolutely love and adore, and that's why I want to give it such an awesome, I think, enclosure, and try and give it everything it needs to live out its life as a nice, happy, healthy, awesome spider. Originally I was going to put it into a 30 square Exoterra, but I thought these guys, you know, it loves to burrow. Let's try and create a fake ground level for it to burrow down into. So that was my theory behind that one, utilising that height to kind of falsify the natural earth level, if you will. But anyway, let me know what you think of this enclosure. That is it for me to you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.